My summoner guide is a 1 hour, 11 minute, 26 second long mega behemoth of a video that I launched at the start of this channel about a year and a half ago when I was around probably 100 subscribers, where I really pried apart every single detail and choice that went into the summoner, which remains to this very day my favorite DPS in this entire game, bar none. But let me say the time length for everyone again. 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 26 seconds. This level of detail and gameplay complexity is what I'm talking about when I talk about mastery in Final Fantasy XIV. When players come to Final Fantasy XIV, they're greeted with a game that's sometimes very surprising to them. People often comment about things like the story. The story of Final Fantasy XIV is huge. This is a story-driven MMORPG. It's not an MMORPG, it is an RPG MMO. Or how the mechanics of Final Fantasy XIV really respect the player's time, or such as playing all jobs on one character. But one stuck out more than anything else for me personally when I started playing this game, and is one of the core reasons why I played Final Fantasy XIV and stuck around, and no one talks about it, which is inherently, in all of the jobs in the game, there's a large component of mastery to it. There's no denying that building up a character feels good. Inherently, in an RPG, a role-playing game, that is going to be your end goal. I want to make this one character look super great. I want them to have incredibly great equipment. Actually, I don't just want them to look great. I want them to look extremely badass. Collect all the mounts and tick off all of these boxes. But in reality, that is only one part of the equation here. That's only the aircraft or ship or whatever analogy that you're looking at piloting. The point is, that's not the pilot. That's the fighter aircraft. And I find more than literally any other MMORPG out there, honestly, and many single-player games even, that Final Fantasy XIV's difference between the pilot of the exact same fighter plane is extremely wide. While the classes in Final Fantasy XIV at the highest level, if you pull up like FF logs, you're going to see that they're relatively balanced among one another. Like, you're not going to be really shoved to do like a meta pick. Like, if you really want to play a summoner, play that summoner. If you want to really play a black mage, play that black mage. Inherently, Final Fantasy XIV is really balanced at the high end. But, and it's a massive Nicki Minaj-sized but, the difference between a well-played summoner and a poorly played summoner is staggering. And that's not an overstatement. It's actually very significant. In fact, sometimes I've seen people do literally less than half. And here's where mastery really comes into play. See, if you gave a Savage Raiders characters to someone who just wasn't aware of what they were doing, they'd still do like maybe half of the damage, maybe even a little bit more of that, because in 14, the primary onus is placed on the player's skill. And while someone can be like, oh, they can still do like half the damage, what's the point? When you're looking at any content of any difficulty, you really don't want to take twice as long as someone else to do it. Even if you're talking about super casual content outside of Savage, if I can decide between having a 25-minute expert roulette run or having an 18-minute run, I'm going to be choosing the 18-minute run every single time. But in Final Fantasy XIV, the primary onus is placed primarily on the player's skill, is what I've really noticed. Gear plays much less of a role in Final Fantasy XIV than player skill. You can easily be out DPS by someone who is doing a proper rotation in much lesser gear, even if you are in technically like best in slot gear. And I should be clear for a moment, best in slot gear is absolutely going to give you an advantage, but the fact of the matter is, just having the best in slot gear is not going to mean that you aren't going to be out DPS'd by someone with significantly lower item level scores that just knows how to play their class correctly. In fact, that is a very common thing that I see all the time in this game. In fact, a great representation of this equal playing field, or where skill matters more, is in the Bojin Southern Front content or in Eurekan content, where your item levels and materia are all going to be synced down to an even playing field for everyone. Of course, there is some content-specific gear upgrades, like you can get more haste on your gear if you do certain activities in that particular set of content. But really, for all intents and purposes, this is mostly an even playing field. So what really does motivate me in Final Fantasy XIV is the mastery, or rather pursuit of it, because sometimes that doesn't go according to plan, but anyone who's done Savage Raiding has bashed their face across this issue, and anyone being super honest with you is going to be like, yeah, It's a pursuit. It's not something that you just wave your hand and you're like, I can do this fight. It takes some grind. But really, Final Fantasy XIV gives you an absolutely massive canvas of abilities that make up your toolbox. And some of these are extremely situational abilities that, to be frank, I see used extremely rarely outside of seasoned Savage Raiders, but they are some of the most important abilities that can be really exceptional when used effectively, or even extremely simple on the surface rotational errors, like a bard changing a song that they're playing to buff the group too fast, resulting in cooldowns not overlapping and reducing their song uptime from the kind of expected 100% uptime. Or take the example of a bard using Iron Jaws to refresh their 2 damage over time effects too late, or too early, wasting GCD potency that could be better used on a different ability. Or let's say on Dark Knight, you used all of your MP on spamming Edge of Shadow, now you don't have MP for the Blackest Night for the Tank Buster, and now you need to eat up extra cooldowns that could have been better used elsewhere, or of course die, alternatively. But some of these mechanics get more complicated, like in Final Fantasy XIV, aligning raid buffs, and just raid buffs in general, is a much more prominent aspect of Final Fantasy XIV than World of Warcraft. I think for World of Warcraft players, the best thing that I could say would be like a Night Fae priest right now. So a priest would get like power infusion that could buff a target, then they can reduce the cooldowns of a target using their Night Fae ability. Basically, there are a lot of buffs across very many jobs in this game, and it's very important to align all of those buffs. Actually, being quite frank, it's more than important, it's often flat out mandatory to make it past difficult DPS checks, especially when you are doing something like a lower item level synced challenge to do a particular piece of content. And then it comes to mechanics like, when we're talking about raid buffs, then it might be you're going to hold off on doing a personal burst phase of your own rotation because you have, say, a dancer buffing you, they targeted you with their buffs, and then you might need to hold 3 global cooldowns for their technical step plus devilment buff that will make your own personal DPS burst phase extremely stronger. Like, devilment is extremely strong buff, to say the least. Or another more complicated overarching mechanic might be 2 tanks coordinating who is using Reprisal or Dark Missionary to nerf the damage of the boss at what time. Nerf this. Alongside a tank swapping and using individual invulnerabilities to cheese mechanics. What I really love in games is stuff like the Summoner in Final Fantasy XIV, and this job has been my shizzle for a very long time. And in fact, it is actually the video that put me on the map when I first started at like 100 subs. And now it's turned into like an 85,000 view, almost 2,000 like behemoth that I see cited all over the place, which is honestly beyond anything I could have dreamed of. As I was editing like a year and a half ago, I never expected to get to this point. And yes, that is like an hour. I know I said it at the start, but like that's an hour, 11 minute, 26 second mega behemoth of a video. But that's what makes it fun to me. It's, how to say it, when I play a game, I don't want to play something where I spam the same one key over and over again that has no interaction with any other keys on loop. That's something that I really dread doing. And honestly, because I know many WoW players will watch this, it's honestly one of the reasons why I struggled immensely when I tried World of Warcraft to pick up things like the Fire Mage or Destruction Warlock or either of the warrior DPS specs like Arms Warrior, Fury Warrior. I found myself really wanting more, and I just didn't give me that feeling or that level of mastery where you needed to pull off these intricate components in tandem and really have everything just kind of come together while also balancing all of the mechanics of a Savage fight or Extreme Trial, which I love my Extreme Trial so much. Like, the Summoner rotation is badass, 100% badass in and of its own right, but now you throw in the complexities like that Summoner rotation, and then you throw in the Savage mechanics, and now you start thinking about things like, okay, should I save more Ruin 4 charges for the mobility rather than using the Bahamut? So you don't really need to take that damage loss from using Ruin 2 instead. Like, you need to start thinking about trade-offs, and will I take this potency hit here or will I take it there, and really think about that. That is super interesting to me. So that kind of brings me to the conclusion. I really do think that when it comes to talking about Final Fantasy XIV, I really wish more people were talking about mastery. I think that we do a really good job expressing that the story is amazing, that the music's amazing, and so many other things are good, but so often we leave out that each job in Final Fantasy XIV is truly a fully realized experience. You get that quote-unquote class fantasy. You really do in 14. And like when I'm on Summoner, I am actively doing a crazy rotation where I go into various cycles of phases, bringing out like a Bahamut. Come at my Bahamut, bro, is literally one of my most iconic statements that, like, I get, like, shouted at me. Come at my Bahamut, bro, is, like, my thing. Or then I go into, like, a Phoenix life cycle, and then a downtime phase, bombarding the opposition with edgy commands, which, for anyone not familiar with that, edgies are, like, what we call, like, the little Ifrit, the little Titan, or the little Garuda. And this level of mastery and skill-based gameplay difference is really what keeps me personally hyped and excited to keep playing Final Fantasy XIV. And honestly, it's freaking sweet.